Thanks, Rick. Next question. What do you mean exactly when you say this is the end of the end?
This is the final phase of the operation. For those of you who think the Q movement is a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy, switch off now if you're still here. I doubt you are. It's real. I've explained it's real. It's been going for 60 years, at least since Kennedy's death. It's been going well before that, in fact, this pushback, but in its latest phase. And this last counter-offensive started the year before Trump was elected. He was elected and he moved it forward. And the top level of filth that's been running the planet's been taken out. The middle order are now panicking and running. By middle order, I mean presidents and prime ministers. They're just middle order schmucks. Heads of departments in public service, for example, they are now panicking and running. They're all ratting on each other because there's been the knock at the door. And when they open the door, there's a man with a gun pointing at their face, an MP4, right here. And the reason they aim there is because it goes straight through to the back of the brain. You're dead before you hit the ground. And they get made an offer. And the offer is cooperate. And most of them do. So they're running and they're squealing on each other. The Masonic filth is now collapsing. All that's left, quote, are the useful idiots at the bottom. And the best they can come up with is late night calls, 3 a.m, heavy breathing, 70s style. So they're actually showing their age as well. But that's the best they can come up with. False allegations about candidates tearing down cornflakes. They're the last ones to go. And middle of next year, people say, what's happening next? Well, we've got a month of discomfort until the end of the year. Discomfort in the sense of, discomfort. In the first quarter, things will start to pick up. A lot of revelations will be made. Truth will start to come out. And by the middle of the year, there'll be the military tribunals are going to kick off. They've already been done. Many have already been done and been affected. People have been charged, found guilty and executed. People in Australia, overseas, people in Australia have been arrested. And let's say they're on a holiday spa somewhere. Middle of the year, you'll start to see it and you'll understand exactly why I don't care about my language and what effect it has upon the pinheads in this country, because the pinheads are going to get awakening like I wouldn't believe. But it's the end of the end because this is it. This is it. Make sure you've got your food and water and your gas bottles fired up. Be ready for a few weeks of not much to do. And then watch the truth be revealed and you'll understand exactly why we are as exercises we are about all of these issues and why when you look in the mirror, you're going to say, what an idiot. I cannot believe I was so stupid, because the evidence will be so overwhelming and it's coming in the next 6 months. The evidence will be so overwhelming. You will hang your head in shame for the rest of your miserable, selfish, lazy lives.
Thanks for that, Rick. Last question. If you dissolve all councils, who will collect rubbish, maintain parks, streets, etc.?
Yeah, okay. No, that's a fair question. Councils in their current form are just corporations. They have no place in the Constitution. And as we know, they're utterly corrupted. They do deals with the United Nations directly. They have accepted, as a tangible example, Newcastle Council a couple of years back accepted $500 million for 10 years worth of development of emergency disaster relief in the university. Nothing to do with steel, nothing to do with coal, nothing to do with manufacturing, nothing to do with work for the workers. The academics are fine. Everybody else just sits on their universal basic income and orders food through Uber. So the councils are gone because they're corrupt. Now, just on that, when they go, we will be investigating all unexplained wealth held by every councillor going back as far as we can go. So every one of these crooked bastards that's been making your life miserable and taking payoffs from various people will be found out. They will go to jail, without a doubt. They'll be replaced by counties. This is the Australia One model. And once again, if you don't like it, that's great. You can argue against it. We don't care. Here's our picture. We want to give you the political power to control your area. Now, imagine if you had a county. Now, in this county, you not only elect the equivalent of the council that does all those current jobs, but you also elect your sheriffs who control law and order within your county, and you also control your judiciary, which you elect. So if you get some pedophile protecting goat jockey, like we currently have from the High Court down running Australian judiciary, and for those that aren't actually goat jockeys, which would shock me if you could find more than one to fill a phone books, but they are silent. And let me just quote some Latin for you. Hang on, let me just I just want to get this out there just to prove to you that we actually can think above. No, I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to find it, unfortunately. Never mind. Short version is this: silence is consent. Now that doesn't stand up in legal. That doesn't stand up in courts of law. But I can tell you this: it reveals character. And if the judiciary said nothing about this for all these years, oh man, what does it say about you? It says that you goat jockeys from the Masons, you no longer have any power because the people will be able to elect you and vote you out with recall elections. If you fail to apply the law as the people see fit, and the people are the final arbiter of the law because the people are the source of law, educated or not, whether you like it or not, you highly trained pinheads in black who remain silent when one of your own is known as the gorilla in black lace, and from the bench opines that the law must catch up with the idea that maybe sex between siblings is a good thing. From the bench, in the middle of a case. And not one of you said, boo. There's a reason why Dante Alighieri, the Divine Comedy, put lawyers in a particular circle of hell. You're going to deserve it. I wish you well. No, I don't actually. I hope you get everything you deserve. It's my grandmother used to say, I hope you get everything you deserve. And she meant that in the best possible way. It used to scare the crap out of me because I knew that my behavior didn't reflect well upon me. So all you lawyers and judges out there and corrupt cops, I hope you get what you deserve, what you've earned. But anyway, back to the councils. You will get counties and you get to control it. And once again, this is a practical way in which Australia won, the alleged right-wing lunatics, which all they want to do is give power back to the people. You get to elect your sheriffs. You get to elect your judges. And if they don't do the job according to the law, then you get to vote them out. Now, how would you like to do that? Just think about that. Every politician, every crooked lawyer, every crooked judge that has stitched you up over your lifetime, imagine having the power if you could persuade 50% plus one of your county to sack them. How much pain would that have removed from the Australian people? Goodness me, that's power in the hands of the people. And that's what we're up to. So the councils are gone. The county will be in, and the counties will be elected and controlled by you at every possible level. The idea is to decentralize political power. So what happened to us as a result of COVID can never happen again. You decentralize power and you keep it as close to the source of the power, which is the people. And so judges and the sheriffs are going to have to apply the law as enumerated in the Constitution, which we as a people will write. And if they don't, if they start doing deals for their Masonic filth mates or anybody else, you sack them, charge them, and lock them up. And that's what happens when councils go, folks. It's going to be brilliant. You're going to be so happy. And it'll be up to you. You'll decide how good your county is. Now, is this going to be lumpy? Is it going to be messy? Damn right it is. Birth pains always are. They hurt a lot until we learn there are consequences to actions. See, what people don't understand about this COVID thing is the old world is dead. The old Australia is never coming back. You can't say, oh, I want this part of it, but just fix these little bits because I don't like them. The old world is dead. You're going to have more control over your life. You're going to have more money, but that requires more responsibility. You have to take control of your life. You can't outsource everything to somebody else, including especially your kids and their kids' education. No, that's now on you. That's now on you. This is what it means to be an adult. This is what it means to be a sovereign, free people. It's responsibility. And as I said, half the country doesn't want that. They just want to have their tummies tickled as their kids are raped. So, yeah, I'm going to keep pushing that. And if it divides the country, you know what's going to divide it into? The good people and the bad people. Real simple. Real simple. So that's it. So it's all good in terms of councils going, but counties coming in. And man, it's going to be fun.
Thanks very much for that, Rick. I just want to add a comment. We've got a lot of people saying, oh, I'm not smart enough, or, we get a lot of people telling us what to do. We had a supporter in Alice Springs and he came up with a brilliant idea. Start up like little study groups, whether it's people within your supporter group, whether it's just two like-minded mates coming together, whether you read a book or a piece of legislation, just start educating yourself so that you don't feel so helpless. Because I think a lot of the questions we get and comments people are lashing out because they're hurting, and that's understandable. So why don't you educate yourself, arm yourself with the tools? It's like during the mask lockdown, all the lockdowns we had here in Darwin, I never wore a mask once. And being 5'2", I was an easy target. You know, I'm slim, and straight away people, you know, you need to wear a mask. I would have just randoms come up and abuse me. But I educated myself. I had the Biosecurity Act, and I, you know, rattled all this up, and I'm like, well, you could face, you know, this X amount of fine, and people back off. So start building the knowledge up, educating yourself, because that'll help wake other people up as well. That's just
yeah, absolutely. An educated mind is the best weapon in this war, I can tell you.
Yeah, well, as the old saying goes, knowledge is power.
Oh, without a doubt. And yeah, people look at us and say, how do you keep going? Yeah, thank you for keeping going. And I say to myself, and I know the same applies to you, Sarah, we've watched you put your Herculean effort in for some years now. I could no more stop this, and neither could Sarah, neither could Rhiannon, neither could Craig and all the other essays. We could no more stop this than stop breathing. What else are you going to do? Seriously, folks, what else are you going to do? But as Sarah said, get yourself educated. Now, look, this requires leadership. Real leadership. Oh, what do I do? Well, I've got to tell you what. That's why I wrote this. And this is not an advertisement to go buy the book, although I can guarantee it'll do you some good. If you go to the library, if you don't want to give me the royalties, I don't much care. But the reason I wrote this thing, it's about leadership. It's not military. It's got nothing to do with the army. Army knows about command, which is the lawful execution of authority. You know, whenever I hear a naval officer or an Air Force officer or an army officer talk about leadership, they haven't got a clue. I sat in on a let me tell you this story just to finish. General Custard Guts Cosgrove, hero of Umberto Gorge, where he was attacked with sharpened mangoes. That fat fraud. He came to Adelaide, and he just retired as the Chief of the Defence Force, and we arranged for him to give a talk to the business leaders of South Australia, how to build a winning team. Well, I can tell you, business people don't have time for nonsense. Anyway, Cosgrove got up, and within 3 to 5 minutes, they're all doing this. They're looking at their watch and looking for the exits. That man, and no military officer knows about leadership. They know about command. These guys wouldn't know how to build a winning team because they get given a fully trained team, fully trained, beautiful training in the military, better, second to none, guarantee you. Fully functional team, fully trained up, all the systems in place, and all they sit there, the 1,000-mile look on the horizon, and they set their strategy. Wouldn't have a clue. So don't look to the military for leadership. Read the book. The reason I wrote that is because nothing I saw in the military was comprehensive and complete. Nothing. So I wrote it. And this is leadership that you're going to have to play. Now, this applies to the most important leadership role you'll ever have, and that's parent. Because you can save the country, but if you lose your family, it's a wasted life. You're going to have to lead your family first. Practice with them. And I can assure you, the bribery of an extra packet of chips or a Coca-Cola is not going to work when they get to a certain age. You're going to have to develop them early in life. So please, Sarah's right on the money. Get educated. It's the best defense, and you're going to need it, because if you don't have it, you are subject to every imbecile out there with some half-assed idea. And you want to be able to spot and go, that's not true. I disagree, and here's why. You're going to need it. So let's do it.
Thanks very much for that, Ricardo. We'll wrap it up there. Do you have any other final comments?
We are exactly where we need to be, believe it or not. A1's in great shape. Australia's in great shape. Not because of what the Australians have done. Most Australians have done nothing. But there are forces at play beyond your comprehension. They have this in hand. But you must still do what's required. You've got to step up when you've got to step up. You're going to do what you're going to do. So please, we are exactly where we need to be. It is fine. We are okay, but you must step up and continue to develop yourselves, because what's coming, you'll either survive it or break you in half. And I mean that quite sincerely. So toughen up, princesses out there. Get on with it. Get ready. It's going to be hard. Start paying attention. Open your mind. Watch the interview between myself, Dave Graham, and SG Anon. And if that, and that, I can assure you, is a tiny glimpse behind the curtain. We have independent intelligence leads that don't come out of the US, and they don't come out of the Q movement. And I can tell you, in fact, I can't tell you what I know. but it'll blow your mind. So buckle up, kids. This is going to be a very rough ride for many. It is incumbent upon each and every one of you watching this to understand that you must take a leading role. There's nobody else to do it. So that's it. Have fun. We're going to be doing more of these interviews. We've got a lot of more updates with Sarah because we're going to get very busy over the next few months. It's going to be very, very quick. The turnaround time now for the revelations and the disclosures is accelerating. It's hard to keep up. We've got some good international interviews going. Keep watching what's happening overseas because that presages what's going to happen in this country. So if it happens there, it'll happen here. Please keep paying attention. And for you out there that keep complaining we're not putting up enough Australian content, go do it yourself. Seriously. We're not a news service. We're trying to save the country. You don't like what we're putting up? Don't watch. You want more Australian content? Go make it. Go post it yourself. Get off your lazy asses and do something. For God's sake. Seriously. Please get on with it and stop complaining. We don't care. We're buying. We're busy. We're in great shape. Go make some Australian content. Put up a video. Go hand out a flyer. Do whatever you need to do, but do it. Stop talking. Do it. And definitely stop complaining. That's it for me.
Thanks very much, Rick. Well, hopefully we'll do this again in a few more weeks.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.